Hey, Alejandro, can you hear me? Hello, Alejandro.
Hey, hey,
Oh,
sorry. Um, I'm house sitting two dogs.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
I'm house sitting these two dogs, and I had to go
Oh,
step away for a second.
that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to let you know I haven't been home since I left the office today, so I wasn't able to check to see if you sent in an agenda. So if
I
you did,
did.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. I got sidetracked at work today.
Oh,
It's been a lot.
okay. Well, then that's no problem. Okay. I just want to let you know that I'm also away from my computer. I'm only able to open the meeting up with my phone. So if there are documents that you would want me to access, I wouldn't be able to access them right now. And if it's something that you would think you would want later, just we'll just make a note of it and I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Okay.
That's fine. I think we should be okay. I don't think there's
Oh,
anything really
perfect.
pressing.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, I'll just be on the side here. You just let me know if you need anything. I've made you co-host.
All
Okay.
right, thank you.
Yes. All right.
Oh, how cute.
I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes before we get started. Hey, who's the 718 number?
And you
Hi,
are?
it's Jonathan.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Who's the 718-475-9800 number?
It's Jonathan Berman.
You said Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan, and last name Berman, B as in boy, Erman.
I had a stressful day and I'm rethinking or rehashing everything about some situation or this or that. And, it could be family issues, it could be work issues, it could be anything in our lives.
I'm just trying to confirm, which meeting is this?
This is the housing committee meeting.
Okay, I think I tuned into the wrong one. Sorry.
No worries.
Ciao. Hey, how you doing there, Migdalia?
Good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you, Dante?
It's going. It's going. Yeah.
How have your first 2 months been?
It's been promising. We just got to get some structures in place. Not only the office, but some other agencies need to realize that there's new leadership. So we cannot be ignored anymore, right? So trying to wiggle in and create those relationships without them being destroyed has been rather difficult, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's always difficult breaking old perceptions.
Oh, yes.
I think we're gonna be a little bit light today in terms of attendance. Just kind of okay, because I had set out to have this be more informational about the changes in the housing or tenant protections, and I reached out to Senator Meyer's office and Assemblywoman Diana Richardson's office. Oh, actually, we've got more folks coming in. Okay. Since there's a few newer people I think that I don't recognize, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. I'm Alejandra Caraballo. I am the Housing Committee Chair, and I will pass it on to Migdalia.
Migdalia Rodriguez from President Street between Bedford and Franklin. Thank you.
Jonathan, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jonathan Berman. I'm a commercial real estate agent with a company called Ariel Property Advisors.
Okay. And Leslie? Leslie, are you there? Okay, and Wen?
That's me. Hi, I'm actually Wendy, and
Oh,
Wendy Thompson, and I'm a real estate broker. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm happy to participate.
okay. Well, thank you all for joining. Today's meeting, we were originally going to discuss some of the tenant protections passed as part of the sweeping state bill. In the budget this year, I had reached out to Assembly Member Richardson's office, as well as State Senator Zelnor Myrie. Unfortunately, I think it's still the end of session, and you know they're still particularly busy with last minute bills, and also they weren't as their office is still not fully entirely sure the entire process. I believe applications for tenant or rent relief actually went live yesterday. Hold on a minute. They went live yesterday, and so there's still not a lot of information out there. I'm going to try and stay on top of it. I had also reached out to a few people at Legal Aid and Legal Services, and unfortunately the scheduling just didn't work. You know, best laid plans for this meeting. So beyond that, you know, this is our last meeting before we go away for the summer. We won't meet again until September. And, you know, in the meantime, there's still the pending litigation in 960 Franklin. I think, I'm not sure if there's been any update. I haven't received any update, but the last that I heard was Alicia Boyd and her co-plaintiff sought to add Community Board 9 as a defendant or respondent in the litigation, which would make all of the senior officers of CB9 potentially a part of the litigation. And so, you know, there's not much else I can say on that. That's where we're at. I don't know if that motion has been ruled on for joinder. And so, you know, the only concern I think that we have at the moment is, you know, if there's if the TRO is lifted in the middle of the summer, what would happen? And so, like, if the process would start all of a sudden in the middle of the summer, and it would give us limited time as a community board to evaluate, since the clock is stopped at the moment. I don't know, Dante, do you have any updates on that I'm unaware of?
Can you give me like 10 minutes to verify some information?
Okay, perfect. That's fine. And then I think one of the other things that we, you know, pushed through this year was the resolution on the Associated Supermarket. As of today, the Associated, as far as I know, is still up and running. We don't really have any updated information. The Associated has kind of gone radio silent in terms of communicating with the community board what their position is. My best guess, and this is just an informed guess, is they're just continuing to pay rent while they are basically forcing the landlord to evict them. And so that would give them a few months, given that there's so many commercial tenants that have to be evicted, and there's such a backlog of litigation in civil court. So, you know, at this time, I think they were originally seeking to be able to stay in the Associated Supermarket until August. And I think that's probably going to happen, if not more longer, given the nature of the court. But, you know, we'll see. I'll keep the board, or I mean, the committee updated on any particular updates on those matters. Usually this is the time I like to open up the floor, and if anybody has any concerns or issues that they've seen in the community in regards to housing, you know, the floor is yours, and you're more than welcome to bring them up. And if there's any way we can connect you or you know, pass along resources, we'll do our best to do that. Did anybody have anything they wanted to particularly discuss this month? Migdalia, did you have any other issues with the construction across the street? All right, you're on mute.
Apparently the permits haven't been approved. They haven't started yet. So I hope it don't start while I'm living here.
Did anyone else have anything that they wanted to discuss today?
Okay, Alejandra, my concern and the seniors in the neighborhood, and it's happening throughout the boroughs, where the seniors are being called, they actually come into the house regarding their properties. I've got so much letters, it's unbelievable. So I called Senator Parker's office to find out about the cease and desist bill. Well, it passed the Senate, but it's sitting in the Assembly in Nick Perry's office. I just wanted to know if you heard anything about that. I mean, the homeowners are really in pins and needles.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything. I had reached out to somebody over the last month about it, and my understanding is that basically most of the committees have, I don't know, let me double check, but I don't think it had passed one of the committees. Let me just really quickly look it up.
And Alejandra, you were correct. As it pertains to the lawsuit, there has been no changes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
So I just looked, it's parked in the Judiciary Committee, and my understanding is that pretty much all the committees have stalled. And as a result, it would have to bypass the rules. It would have to go through the Rules Committee to reach the floor of the Assembly at this point of the session. And so as a result, it's highly unlikely to pass unless there's, a sustained push by Assembly members on there. And so, I don't necessarily know why it's not getting the attention in the Assembly that it got in the State Senate. I mean, obviously State Senator Parker is the majority leader. So, any bill that he puts as a priority is likely going to get past the Senate, but may face less support in the Assembly, which is why it hasn't even really gotten it. It's just been referred to committee and it hasn't really gotten a hearing. So I'm just kind of basing this off my own past lobbying experience on LGBT bills and pushing legislation. So, the only thing that I can say is to if this is something you really want to pass, to call Speaker Carl Hesty and, obviously our Assembly members, Diana Richardson and Forrest Trant, and make sure that they know that this is a priority for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're really, I mean, there may be a limited opportunity because the legislature does have to come back in session in the fall to deal with redistricting. I don't know if that's how limited that's going to be, or they're going to take an opportunity to pass more legislation. I honestly don't know. So it's not, it's not going to be effectively, it's not going to be fully dead until, the Senate and the Assembly adjourn sine die.
Okay. Thank you.
May I just say something?
Yeah.
This is Jonathan Berman. I understand that these days it's very, I want to talk in defense of real estate agents, although personally I am not, I don't deal with private houses at all. But while yes, there are in every profession some people that do the wrong thing, one of the nice things about being a real estate agent is it allows a person who maybe did not have the opportunity to go to college and maybe did not have the opportunity to be born in the right setting where they can go and be a doctor or whatever it might be. It allows them to make a very good living or a decent living right out of high school. And it's very popular these days to beat up on real estate agents because everybody's sure that all the real estate agents do the wrong thing. But the truth is that there are accountants that do the wrong thing, and there are politicians that do the wrong thing. There's in every profession you always get, but they're a very small minority. And you kind of feel as a real estate agent that people, I don't want to say pick on you, but it's kind of, I mean, they passed a cease and desist in East New York in Community Board 5. And nobody signed up. Because you have to sign up for this. And very few people signed up. And I think that you're cutting the community short by pushing this agenda, because at the end of the day, you're not limiting those the commercial real estate agents really, or the bigger agents. You're limiting the small guy who has a storefront and a real estate agent who's doing it part-time, who's just trying to make a living.
Thank you. for-
So does that mean that the homeowners have to, it's okay for the homeowners to be harassed? I'm not understanding.
So I
I mean,
can
these
tell
are
you,
seniors. We're talking about people that are 70, 80s, and 90s.
yes, but it's not like the seniors in every community are under attack. Yes, you might have one agent that goes and does one thing that is wrong. And I agree
More
with
than
you.
one
There's always,
We have more than one agent. We have them on video. And it's not only happening in this community, it's happening in Harlem. It's happening in most of the communities, including Maryland. My brother lives in Maryland. He's 82 years old. So I think it's well spread. I mean, maybe it's not happening to 100 people or 200 people that we know of, but it's certainly happening to a lot of people. I mean, I can just speak for the people that have been calling me, and you know, we've been online, and the neighbors have been knocking on my doors, and I mean, so I can speak for what's happening here now. I mean, who gives the right to anybody to come and knock on somebody's door at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night? And
obviously,
ask
that's
them,
the
I want to buy your house. I have cash money right here. It's frightening for somebody who's 80 and 90 years old.
I agree with
You
you.
could
I
actually
agree
kill
with you 100%.
somebody that way. This is Leslie. You could actually give somebody a heart attack by doing that.
Yes.
Can I just say
And-
something? I'm sorry.
No, and I was saying a small, yes, you want someone to be able to make a living, but the small business like bookkeeper or let's say grocery store owner, they're not knocking at your door. Okay, they're not standing on your stoop, and and they're not following you down the street.
Yeah, and I want to make a distinction. I think most of the real estate agents that sell developed properties or rent out apartments, I don't think they're necessarily the ones that are engaging in this conduct. I think these are particular agents of developers seeking to buy up properties. And I think that can be a distinction that is made in terms of who's doing this conduct. That being said, the committee hasn't taken an official position, and we don't have a quorum to be able to take an official position on this. So, right now, we haven't advocated for the bill. I've only passed along information. If anybody wants to, they can reach out to their elected officials to emphasize this, or if they are against, the same thing. I'm personally, my own personal capacity in support of this bill, but we don't have the quorum to be able to pass a resolution to express our official support for this bill. So, at this point, I can only, as chair, I can only stay neutral. But this is obviously a serious issue in the community. This is, beyond, I think, the more immediate cease and desist bill. We've had issues with deed theft and fraudulent people fraudulently obtaining deeds to properties so that they can be developed. And so this has historically been a problem in a community that has historically been very marginalized, and particularly when seniors are advanced age, they're being preyed upon by a lot of people, and so we want to make sure we protect our seniors. So with that, I wish we had a quorum so we could fully debate this and take an official position, and urge the full community board to take a position, but unfortunately we do not. So all I can say is, if you are against or for this bill, I would urge you to contact your assembly member, because that's where this is at. Does anyone have anything else to add? Okay, so I think one of the last things I had on the agenda for today is to make sure we recruit new community board members who want to be part of the committee. I think attendance has been a particular issue consistently throughout the year. And so that we can build out this committee and make sure that we're able to function more. So if you know anybody, I think that the time for being appointed to the community board is passed, but if we may be having new members joining in. If you know anybody who's joining or anybody who might be interested and wants to be part of the committee, I highly recommend that you, let them know to apply for the committee over the summer and see who can be appointed. I think it would be helpful to have some newer members so that we can work on these issues and so we can have a more formal structure in terms of having a secretary be able to take minutes and a vice chair.
Sounds good, thanks.
I think in terms of the agenda, that's it. Unfortunately, we don't have a full quorum and our attendance isn't that high. But I will be paying attention to the developments in 960 Franklin and anything that happens in terms of litigation. If worse comes to worse, I don't think this is going to happen, but if like the TRO is lifted and we have a tightened time frame to meet to review things, I'll be in touch with the committee if we need to schedule a meeting over the summer. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful summer. I know for myself, like it's really great to be out and about again. I hope everybody's been able to get a vaccine and is able to go out and enjoy themselves.
Yes. I just wanted to say before we leave, since we're going to break for the summer, this is Migdalia. I just wanted to thank Mia and Khalid because they've been very helpful. Every time I call there with a complaint, it's followed through, and we've been successful in the neighborhood. For instance, we got the speed bumps. I don't know how I would have gotten it if it wasn't for Mia who pushed. So I just wanted to give my appreciation to the community board, Khalid and Mia for helping out. Thank you.
Always makes me feel good when I hear good things about my staff.
Yes, I mean,
That's me. I'm very lucky.
They're very
Yeah.
attentive. I call, they respond immediately. And I've been in community boards, and this is the first time I can say this is a community board that's in action, that actually performs. So I'm proud to be part of 9. I've been in 17 for many years. I'm proud of 9. And I'm proud of them because they've been very, very helpful. Thank
They're
you.
good.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for those words.
Thank you. Mhm.
Hi, Migdalia. This is
Oh, sorry.
yeah, also wanted to say thank you as well. We do our
Oh,
best.
you're welcome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
anything that you need, we'll do our best to assist you. Just
Yes,
or
thank
call, email away.
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. And especially over this past year during the pandemic, I know this has been incredibly difficult, but all of the staff at the community board have just done an outstanding job, making sure everything is still running, coordinating everything. So I just want to, thank you to Khalid, and Dante, thank you so much. You are truly blessed with great staff. So
Congratulations, by the way. Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks.
yes.
all right. Well, unless anyone has anything to add, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. And again, have a wonderful summer.
Thank you.
You
You
too.
too. Have a safe one.
Right. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.